So as a final example, I'm gonna take this ship design and I'm going to just rotate it 90 degrees. Let's just go and fix a couple of things. Let's just delete this instance, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna go and rotate it. And then I'm just gonna go and duplicate it a few times. Scale it. Something like this. And then I'm gonna select everything. So yeah, probably you already know where it's going. And now this became buildings, right? So again, it's gonna get heavier if I keep doing it, but I'm gonna do maybe one more. And now what I will do, I'll select all of them and run it through randomizer. It's cool. So yeah, every time I ran it from randomizer, like this becomes like a spaceship, this becomes like buildings and stuff like that. It basically helps me a lot to go creative, just get out of like my comfort zone in terms of like some compositions I can come up with, and just like you see that as I go I get all these different ideas, and when I come up with a good like interesting angle, so interesting ideas, I just screen grab them and let me just open the file, final file here. Oops. So if I open the sci-fi city, it's a Photoshop file that you will see in time-lapse how I created it in Photoshop, but what was most important is how I got these different thumbnails, you know. For example, any of these thumbnails, wow, I look at it and I go like, wow, I like it. So maybe like this could be like a spaceship just flying in. Quickly like paint it up, and these guys, they could be buildings, you know. I use magic wand a lot, you know, because grease pencil sketches, they already have this really nice boundaries. So if I go on, I can just like fill them in. Boom. And or I can go into multiply mode and just quickly get the silhouette. So that's the first building, and then the next one. So very quickly I'm getting some really nice details. And once again, here I'm using very sci-fi theme, but trust me, if you did the grease pencil which looks like castles, you will be able to do like medieval sketch generator. It's just this. And because these are not perfect, you see, they look like drawings, they don't look like wireframes. Like there are a couple of places when it starts looking like a wireframe, but it's basically because you see through the sketches, but overall it's very cool. So yeah, and then you select everything, and then you see I was quickly able to create this kind of cloud city or whatever it is. for the spaceship trying to dock or something. It is obviously very possible just to do it in 2D, right? Just go full on Photoshop mode and you can come up with this interesting ideas. But what's great about this randomizer, that every time you run it, it creates this unpredicted kind of results. And also on top of that, like you can zoom in and be like all this, like this building could be in the foreground. Like, for example, let's say if I wanted to screen grab this one. Let's do it here. Now all I need to do is just create a few like middle ground, background, foreground. Could be like a big foreground element. There's a spaceship flying in. Yeah, you see, like just very quickly I was able to kind of create this nice composition. And once again, like you can totally do this in 2D, but with Grease Pencil, you're getting a 2D feel, but with a 3D perspective, which is something that we always want to kind of not avoid doing, but it just one a big obstacle in front of you when you're trying to come up with this different compositions. And all you need from here is obviously a good composition sense. And the rest is done by 3D, because Grease Pencil is a tool in 3D space, right? Cool. Just yeah, and let's have a look at the stuff that I was able to do for you guys. So, and summarize. So the first part was about like how you can use Grease Pencil as a drawing tool. Again, it's not Photoshop, but just you can get a very decent result with it, because you can use these drawings to kind of mirror them or use modifiers like a ring and just playing with 3D space very well. And also you can get a lot of ideas from my previous tutorial, which was all about like how can you align things in 3D space, do storyboard and stuff like that. But this is the quality you can get with Grease Pencil right now. This example was all about how you can design something flat and then extrude it, right? The most important thing for me here was how can I do a flat drawing and straight away, without diving into 3D, I can extrude and make it look like it's a 3D object, and then I can paint over. And the shapes and the cityscape example was done to show you that with a randomizer, because Grease Pencil is an object, right? Is the object in 2.8, you can basically create like randomizers, and you can start using this in a creative way that you can do one drawing and then you run it from randomizer and you get all these different ideas. And once again, Grease Pencil is not just a drawing tool. For me, it's a very creative tool in Blender that helps me to use the power of 3D aspect of Blender, but also stay in this kind of 3D realm. So for me, Grease Pencil is the bridge that connects my 3D skills and my 2D skills, and helps me to kind of be faster and also be very creative. Anyway, that's it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see some of your stuff from 2.8, and I'm pretty sure Blender guys will keep developing those tools, and at some point we will get more and more exciting updates on Grease Pencil. Okay, have a good one and see you in the next tutorial.